Peaches, it's Shaaba. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on another video. I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little bit nasally today, I'm just coming off of a cold, so bear with. As with every Monday, we're gonna deep dive into the subreddit AmITheAhole for a little bit of juicy drama to hopefully help a couple people out and to expand our own mindsets along the way. And just before we dive right in, I'd like to give a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, Strip. I'm gonna be honest with you, and if you wear makeup, I bet you do this too. See, I was never very good at taking my makeup off. I got very lazy and that's not good for my skin. But you know what else isn't great? A bad makeup remover. Cleansers are supposed to strip your makeup, not the skin underneath. And Strip does just that. They're the world's most advanced skincare forward cleanser. Part of why I didn't like taking my makeup off before is because the cleansers I was using made my skin feel really squeaky, if that makes sense. It was a little bit stingy, it smelt so much like chemicals, and it made my face feel quite dry. But Strip was made to counter that, which is why I'm really enjoying this product. They're not made with parabens or other banned EU ingredients. They actually remove makeup and leave powerful skin-loving ingredients to not only prep your face for skincare, but to be your skincare. Strip hydrates for instant and lasting moisturizing. How gorgeous. And balances and replenishes, thanks to the vitamins and biome-replenishing nutrients that stay on when the makeup comes off. Strip are just as obsessed with what they put on your skin as well as what they take off. And their formulas come with more skincare built in than any other cleanser. Now, as I've been talking to you, I've been using the whipped coconut makeup remover, which feels so nice putting it on, I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, I have to resist eating it. It smells so good. This one's a no-rinse cleanser, so you don't even have to wash it off. You can wipe it off with a little makeup cloth, and I tell you, baby's bottoms would envy how soft my face feels right now. It leaves my face feeling juicy and hydrated and gives it a little dewy glow, so much so that I'm going to stay naked-faced for the rest of the video. You can take a look at Strip and explore their range of wipes, melts, caviar jellies, and more using my link downstairs in the description box, stripyourmakeup.com/Shaaba, or you can use this gorgeous little QR code right here. Trust me, your skin is definitely worth the care and you will be thanking yourself. This feels amazing. Meanwhile, shall we go fishing for some a-holes? I think so, let's go. Alrighty, am I the asshole for yelling at a parent after she didn't invite my daughter to her kid's party and called my child a buzzkill? That's so mean. How old's your kid? We live in a small town. There's a single school for our area. The rules for the school is if you're handing out invites at school, everyone in the class must be invited. If you want to exclude people, then you send the invites in the mail. My daughter had a birthday party 2 months ago and everyone was invited. Cindy is having a pool party in 2 weeks for her birthday. Her parents sent her to school with the invites and she handed them out before school started. Basically, everyone in the class is invited besides my daughter. Your poor daughter. Since it was handed out before school, everyone knows my daughter's not invited. My daughter's in 1st grade, so she's 6 years old. Oh no. My daughter's a rule follower and she does tattle on people to the teacher often. She's learning to mind her business but has trouble with it when they do something she thinks is wrong. She's also pretty cautious for a kid and will tell people to not run around a pool and whatnot. No, she sounds adorable. She sounds like she's trying to be a really good person. I called up Cindy's mum and asked if there was a mistake since my daughter came home upset. She told me no, and that she didn't invite my daughter due to my daughter being a bossy buzzkill. This is a parent literally bullying a child. This is so uncalled for. She said that she'd ruined the party. I lost it and called her a cruel person to exclude one of her kids' friends for being more cautious. She hung up on me after calling me and asked, you know what are you gonna do? You have to defend your kid, right? My husband told me that I shouldn't have called and that Cindy's mum is correct about our kid being bossy and that it's a lesson for her to learn. Am I the asshole? Oh my goodness. I maybe agree. You shouldn't have called. If your daughter's coming home upset, she's clearly spoken to people about it. It's clear that she didn't receive an invite on purpose. So I too probably wouldn't have called. But I do totally disagree with the dad. I don't think that this is a lesson learned. That's just mean. You know what? No, I don't think you're the asshole. This is my verdict. Even though I wouldn't have called, if somebody's calling my daughter a bossy buzzkill, I wouldn't be able to stand for that. I too would be yelling at them for being mean about my kid. I see the element of truth, but there's a nicer way that it can be phrased. I still would yell and I would still take that wrongly. I honestly wouldn't allow my child to not invite someone because they were bossy and would tell people not to run around the pool. If they were a bully, fair, then I'd be like, no, sorry, your child was an asshole to my child and so obviously they're not invited into a space that I want to feel safe and happy and welcoming for my kid's birthday. But that's not what's happened here. She's just a little bit overcautious, you know? And everyone has one of those at a party. Hey, they might might save one of the other kids' lives. You don't know. You are the asshole. Oh, I guess they should have mailed the invites. I see why your daughter wasn't invited. It also seems that it may be a learnt trait. This has really taken me by surprise. Oh, the little girl wasn't invited because people don't want to deal with mum. I tried really hard to be vague about it, but that's it. This person says this is what happens in a small town. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that's how it is. And someone else agreed and said this. Absolutely, mum is the reason the kid wasn't invited. If you are calling the mums and, calling them bad terms, I can definitely see how politics would play, especially in a small town living scenario. I didn't even think of that. Oh my goodness. I don't think that makes him the asshole. Not the asshole. See, this is more in line to what I was thinking. This situation is the exact reason this policy exists, so you don't have to invite every kid or force your child to invite kids that they don't like. Even if they mailed it out, the kid would know. If everyone else in the class is going, they would find out and they would feel sad. I'm not saying that there should be a rule that absolutely everyone has to be invited. It's just a sucky scenario. You are the asshole. Oh my gosh, I see where your daughter gets it from. There you go. I didn't expect to be so out of sync with the rest of the forum, or the majority of the forum. What do you think, lovely peaches? Let me know downstairs in the comments section. Am I the asshole for not giving equal payment to my in-laws versus my parents? It should really state, are we the assholes, because this is a decision that my husband and I made together and we both felt was fair and generous. You know how I feel about money and family situations, so this one might get me a little bit peppery, but we'll see. I recently won a large sum of money. It's not life-changing, quit your job and never work again kind of amount of money, but it is significantly more money than I've ever had in my account before. My husband and I talked at great lengths about sharing the money, what it would look like, and alternatives such as paying for a family vacation. We decided to give each household of our immediate family 20k each. So my mother-in-law and father-in-law received 20k. Whew, that is a large amount of money if this is how you're gifting out. Both of my sister-in-laws, one's married and one is single. My brother and his family, my mother and my father and stepmother all received equal amounts regardless of whether they were married or single, kids or no kids. I think that's a very fair rule. One of my sister-in-laws mentioned that my mother-in-law is complaining that they should have received 40k to make it fair since my parents are divorced and they each got 20k. Since I only have one sibling, we thought it worked out nice and evenly since each side of the family is getting 60k total between each of the three households. You know what? You didn't even have to figure it out that way. My point is you could have given the same number regardless of if one side had 5 siblings and the other side had no siblings, because it is your money. It is not to do with like a per person. It's as long as you and your husband, the two people who own the money, are happy with the decision, that is all that should matter. And if somebody had the audacity to turn around and say that they deserve double £20,000 that they weren't even like expecting a single penny of just because of how you've gifted to other people? What is wrong with people? My husband's embarrassed and annoyed that his mum isn't being more grateful. And while it wouldn't break us financially to give them extra, it feels unfair to my parents to get less just because they aren't married anymore. Not to mention the fact that when your parents divorce, they both have new lives. You've said there are other partners involved. They're not using that money together. I cannot even put into words how stupid it sounds to complain that because two people are divorced, they shouldn't be getting both, or that you as one couple, one unit, should be getting more. What? If we take the situation away from money and apply it to any other scenario, you would never fight about it in that way, right? Jamie's parents are still together. My parents are split up, and every Christmas we do it on a rota of 3. Jamie's parents, my mum's side and my dad's side. It's always how it is. It would be absolutely ludicrous if Jamie's parents turned around and said, well, actually, I deserve to have more Christmases than the other guys because we're together. You should split your Christmases with the 2 divorced parents because they technically should be seen as one family and I should get more time. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. Your husband shouldn't feel embarrassed though. I mean, I can understand why he is feeling embarrassed, but it's clearly not his fault. He has learned better than his parents have. So brownie points to your husband for sticking with you and not being like, oh yeah, my parents should definitely get more. But your mother-in-law is definitely an asshole. And I'd also say 2 little assholes here because the sister-in-law is also a bit of a stirrer for bringing that up. She didn't need to do that. It doesn't seem like it was coming from a place of fantastic intent. Is it too late to give her nothing? Not the asshole. I could not agree more. Tell her to want in one hand and in the other hand and see which fills faster. Oh, I've not heard this phrase before. It's interesting. The entitlement of people is truly baffling. I agree. I tell her to give back the 20k so I could write a check for 40k and then say it got lost whenever she asked about it. I'm petty as hell though. I mean, it's not a bad idea. No, I'm kidding. Not the arsehole. If she doesn't like the gift, she's more than welcome to return it. And that is absolutely the words that would come out of my mouth the second I ended with the sister-in-law's chat, called up mother-in-law and went, excuse me, let's do one more and let's hope they're not as stupid as that mother-in-law. Am I the arsehole for continuing to sleep nude despite my neighbours being able to see into my bedroom? Interesting. So, I'm a 28-year-old dude and I've been living in my house for a few years now. One of the main reasons I chose this place was because my bedroom faced east, allowing me to wake up to the morning sunlight. Do you know that's true adulting right there, where you know the direction that your house is situated in? Most mornings I wake up before my alarm goes off just because the sunlight coming through the window to wake me up. There used to be a tree line that provided a natural barrier between my house and potential neighbours, so I never saw the need for curtains or blinds, along with they're expensive as hell for the nice ones. Even if you have a ridiculously sized window, actually, curtains in particular are not that pricey. The curtains we have in our bedroom are £19 from IKEA. They are massive and long and very pretty, and the ones downstairs, which I think are super, opulent, they're green and velvety and they go with everything else, which is why we got them. They were more expensive, and even those were 30 quid. Done out. I'm not saying that that's cheap, of course, for some people that is really pricey. Having said that, let's see where this story goes. Recently, my neighbourhood expanded and most of the tree line my bedroom was facing was cut down to build new houses. So boom. Then there was a house built right across from mine and their window had a clear view into my bedroom. I've always been comfortable sleeping nude and it wasn't an issue when there were no neighbours around, but not long after the people moved in, the father from the house came over to my house and pretty much told me to stop being nude in front of my windows since his family can see inside my bedroom. He wasn't nice about it, but he wasn't mean either. Oh. Just matter-of-factly, he gave me an order and fully expected it to be done like I was his kid or his employee. I would totally see, babe, how this could rub someone up the wrong way. My biggest question right now, though, is yes, that person's a butthole. I would feel a sense of embarrassment that someone had to tell me that. It would hurt my ego and my pride a little bit. But my question is, knowing this information, why would you want to continue being nude in front of people? I was somewhat surprised but understood his concern, so I made an effort to be more mindful of the nudity when in view of the window. I stopped cleaning and making my bed before getting dressed. I'd hop out of bed, walk to my closet and at least put on shorts and then go about my morning chores. That sounds very reasonable to me. That being said, I still sleep nude and I occasionally end up being visible to the neighbours for a brief moment after waking up. There are so many things going through my mind. My biggest thing that is going through my mind is what if the people, because it's a family, right? A dad's coming on behalf of a family. What if it's a child who is seeing you naked? That's clearly not okay. But if it's literally just for a second, right, as you're getting out of bed, are they standing there watching, waiting for the briefest of moments that you happen to be naked, going to and from your wardrobe to get clothes? I feel like you've made an effort to not be naked, and if they are sitting there waiting for you to wake up, staring through your window, that's kind of odd from their side. The father came over again, leading to an argument between us. I told him I was trying my best to be considerate, but there's only so much I can do and it's my house and I'm not changing my lifestyle because they moved in. He threatened to call the police and said that I was being a menace to the neighbourhood. Whatever the hell that means. We know what that means. I think he's saying, look, this is public indecency. My guess is that, yes, there is something unlawful about constant nudity, but it's not like you're going up to the window making... I don't know what you'd be doing, but you're not doing any of that. You're literally just getting out of bed and going to your wardrobe. I don't see the big deal. So am I the arsehole for continuing to sleep nude even though my neighbours can see into my bedroom? No. What I'm struggling with is why you would want to continue being naked in front of other people. I would be investing in a pair of blinds right now. And I get it, you like sunlight, that's cool. You can get sheer curtains. But I feel like this is a tricky one. Actually, in light of all of that information, I changed my verdict. I'm gonna say no arseholes here, because you've made huge compromises in how you do your routine to respect your neighbours, which is very kind. And I don't think the father's being an arsehole either. It's tricky because my imagination has formed his family of consisting of very small kids. As a father, if my kid's saying something like that to me, oh daddy, I saw the naked man again today, and that's happening multiple times, I can understand why it would also be an embarrassing thing to be dude, I told you to not be naked, please don't be naked. So I don't think he's arseholey for trying to protect the interests of his family in that sense. And if it is a child, it's not their fault that if they're like obsessively looking through. I feel like the easy, non-assholey way to sort all of this out would be a pair of shade curtains. Or some of those screen things, you know, those plastic screens where like it covers the window, which means that you can see out but people don't see in. But I have to give you a warning on that one, because I used to use those in the hallway of my old house, and whenever we came out the shower to the bedroom, I just walked through fine. And I didn't realise that they're actually based on how much light is coming in and out. So at night time, if the light is inside and it's dark outside, it actually means that people can see in and you can't see out. And I didn't know that, and I showered at night a couple times. So just be careful if you're using those plastic film things. Just saying. Not the arsehole. Some commenters are suggesting OP should put blinds. If the neighbour is bothered, then they should put up blinds. Why is this a problem for OP to solve? Interesting thought. I hear you. I also assumed, oddly, that the neighbours already had blinds and curtains. I don't know. This one's really tricky. Frosted self-adhesive paper. This is a great idea. The neighbour should get some. The forum seems pretty intent that the neighbour should be doing these things to change, not OP. That's the thing. If people don't like what someone's doing in their own house, they can choose not to look. It's really that simple. That rule is very idealistic. Oh, just choose not to look then. It can be very upsetting and uncomfortable if someone is doing something that's really horrible. But say somebody else had like a very derogatory sign. I wouldn't want to be across from that. And you could say, oh, well, don't look out the window. Yeah, but knowing that it's there isn't giving me a great sense of community. We're still human beings that should be decent to one another. So I don't buy that argument fully. Not the arsehole. If he bothers you again, ask why his family spends so much time looking in your bedroom. Fair point. Agreed, says someone else. As long as you aren't pressing your pickle against the glass and staring him in the eye, I don't know why they can't just close their own blinds and mind their own business. Yeah. What's the big deal? Oh my goodness. Everybody sucks here, says someone else. Whilst you have every right to be naked and do what you want in your own home, your neighbours, and particularly their kids, also shouldn't have to see you naked without consent. Your neighbours can get blinds and curtains, but equally, so could you. I have like the exact same viewpoint, but where someone else has said everybody sucks here, I've said no arseholes here. Is this the optimist pessimist version of glass half empty / half full? Let me know your thoughts below. I seem to have been very not in sync with the forum today, and also in light of this guy stripping in front of his window, let me just say, I didn't plan this, but Strip was the perfect sponsor for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. Remember to check out Strip using my link downstairs in the description box. For now, be kind and have a great day. Bye.